What is up, boss movers? What's happening, fellas? How you doing?
What's going on?
That's good, brother.
Greetings from the Boss Moves family. It's been a minute, right?
A high one.
Yeah,
It's been a little minute.
Been a little while.
Yo, we got the Boss Moves family in the house. I'm Charles. We got Moses in the house.
What's good, fellas?
What's up, Trey? What's going on?
Peace. What's going on, family?
Yo, we got a guest today. One of our business partners, Alston Thurman, decided to jump in with us and become a boss mover today. What's happening, Alston?
Yeah, just trying to be like y'all brothers, man.
Alston.
I'll be like you when I grow up.
Man, I see y'all got a little something in the background over there. We ain't gonna mention that though. We just
Man, don't talk about
it.
it.
I like that. I'm trying to be like that.
Exactly.
Boss moves, man.
But yeah, man, we've Boss Movers, the Boss Moves family has been on a little bit of a hiatus. Just a bit, we had to round out our business for the end of 2020. We jumped into 2021 and we've made a few boss moves of our own, if we may say so. We actually closed on the purchase of a dry cleaners, the real estate and the business. Trey, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely, man. We were blessed with the opportunity to come up on a long-standing dry cleaners in the Black community in Nashville. We were able to get the real estate and the business. We separated the two assets, so we now have our business renting from our building and two different companies. So have an operational company and a holding company. Just blessed, really kind of redeveloping the company and trying to expand and even look for other deals. So definitely a blessed fourth quarter for the BMBA family.
Amen.
Beautiful. And Alston is one of our partners with regard to that. So definitely part of the family, and we working it out. It's been going great too.
Absolutely.
And I should also say that these two guys have actually been leading us in this venture on the ground with the cleaners, with everything that needs to be developed right there on site. Some of us are out of town and contribute monetarily and contribute in other ways through social media and actually pushing the business and marketing and things of that nature. Those brothers are right there with their sleeves rolled up.
Right there, yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Right, boots on the ground, and we got to give it to you guys because you guys are handling our website and our social media. So we definitely want to. Everybody can. Speaking of, everybody go to @bossmoves_BMBA. Mo has really done beautiful things with the Instagram, and you with the website. So yeah, takes the team really.
Oh, definitely.
It's growing.
It's exciting.
Visit statefreshcc.com. Yeah. So we're jumping out.
Charles for the website. There's a beautiful website, which speaking to us all playing our different roles, man. We want to give it up for the website. It's a beautiful, professional website. So plugs for everybody just hopping in where we can. You guys aren't here, but you guys add an invaluable asset, to the team. So it's we're looking forward to all the partnership moving forward and all the things that we have in store. We got a great team that we're putting together. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Look, I'm just happy that we're doing this together, man. I always wanted to do something like this with my brothers, and it's coming to fruition, and we're making it a success. That's what's important.
Absolutely.
We're all parts of the whole, so we're making it work. So that's beautiful.
Absolutely. Speaking of success, it's in order to have success as a business, we want to impart some things on our Boss Moves family that's watching us, that's listening to us right now. And just go over some things, some fine points that folks who are jumping into the business realm need to kind of keep abreast. They need to understand as business owners, as new business owners, as old business owners, that certain points that we have to really stay with. So Mo, you want to take us through a few of those?
Sure. Let's say there's about 5 bullets. Let's say there's about 5 bullets total. Number 1, any business and every business should make sure that they have goals lined up at the beginning of the year. That's why we're doing this cast at the beginning of the year in January, because we want to make sure each and every business looks towards the future to know exactly the direction that they're going. So number one would be to ID your long-term and short-term goals.
Important.
Anybody want to chime in on that? A bullet from there?
Basically you really want to have really your business plan in place. You really want to know where you're going overall. And then your short-term goals are really kind of your path and your journey, how you get there. But first you got to know where you're going. So yeah, your long and your short-term goals. Your long-term goals can be, 5 to 10 years in length. And then your short-term, 1 to 3 years, even break it down into quarterly as well. So I break my goals down, my short-term goals down quarterly, my 1 year goals down quarterly, and then execute from there really.
Right.
And I think and then also too, everyone kind of has their different ways of kind of keeping track of goals. I think that's an important thing to also keep in mind is the tracking and keeping notes as far as your progress is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because so often you have an idea of what you're doing, but we can all speak to the chaos that it is when it comes to being a business owner. And you can sometimes get lost in the rabbit hole when it comes to all of the different tasks. It's almost
overwhelming, yeah.
Because you have to wear so many hats. So making sure that you're actually taking the time to review your notes, evaluate where you're at and how you're accomplishing your goals, where you're at, so that you know how to adjust and move accordingly moving forward.
Huge. That's huge. Evaluating yourself.
So number two would be breaking down each goal into actionable business objectives. That way you kind of have a plan in place. You kind of see where you're going, see where the business is going. And like you all said already, making sure you're accomplishing each step as you go along. So I think those are two important ones so far.
And I always listen to billionaires, and they always say, basically, write down 3 to 5 things every night that you want to accomplish the next day. Major things and things that really kind of will shift your business forward. And even if you don't knock off all 5 or whatever, cross off the ones you did knock off, and then throw the other ones on the list tomorrow. So if you knock off 3, you throw 2 on the list tomorrow, and then you only add maybe another 1 or 2. So you keep it simple, don't overwhelm yourself. And honestly, if you do that and do it continuously, that's when it builds momentum and adds up. You don't have to do a whole lot, because a lot of times you'll get burned out and you don't want to do that. So
and you get discouraged. You'll get discouraged if you have these lofty goals where you think you're going to accomplish these grand things at a time. It's, I always like to use the old saying, it's like, how do you eat an elephant?
I was just going to say that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right. I know the answer.
You know the answer, exactly. Like, what is it, man? Tell us.
One bite at a time.
There it is.
One bite at a time.
Exactly. So, it's just, any progress is still progress.
Right.
And that's to be commended. And so often people are like, well, I didn't do anything. Well, yeah, actually you did, because there's so many steps that are required. And so you have to be patient. You have to have realistic expectations for yourself. And
Absolutely.
You have to, be able to really take pride in those little wins, because there's going to be a lot of them. And otherwise you're going to get discouraged and you're going to get overwhelmed.
And actually, that was actually a very good point. Actually celebrate every small win. I don't care if you're getting your EIN for your business.
Absolutely.
Celebrate that.
Right.
I don't care if you're getting your LLC. I don't care if you just got a bank account. Celebrate that. You understand what I'm saying? Those small wins.
Something as small as research.
As small as research. You found out a new way to do something. You found out a new product that can come to market. You found out a new idea, a new way to run your business. Celebrate those small wins. You know what I'm saying? Be happy in those small wins, because it's really all about the journey, because you're never going to get there. It's really all about the journey. There's always going to be goals to accomplish.
And there's always going to be obstacles in the way of accomplishing those goals that are going to make you discouraged or make you like, well, damn, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to pivot around this, but that's the whole point of being a business owner, is trying to untangle those knots and get past those objectives, or get past those obstacles rather, you know what I'm saying? So that you can actually accomplish what it is you're trying to get to. So yeah, taking pride in it.
And I'm about to say, and really on that, the best way to look at it is those are just barriers to entry. So if it was easy, everybody would be able to do it. Mm-hmm. So when you see the difficulties in the task, that should get you excited. They'd be like, oh, because I know that knocked the next guy out.
Yeah.
He's not really willing to go this far. I know I'm willing to go this far. You understand what I'm saying? So that should really get you excited and pumped up, to really accomplish your goals.
When you're in those government offices, because you will be in some government offices, you will be in some city offices trying to get permits, take care of business, and it's going to take all day. You're going to be frustrated, but that should encourage you to be like, man, this is who else has the time and the patience and
the grind,
persistence, the perseverance to actually.
That's right.
See this
Not
through.
everybody.
Relish in the grind. That's right.
Absolutely.
When you're doing it, everybody can't get through this. Everybody ain't even
That's a
going to
beautiful
attempt
thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got to practice.
That's powerful.
Right. And coming up, I know we all play sports, and I will hear coaches say all the time, at night before the game, envision what you're going to do out there on the court. You know what I'm saying? Envision what you're going to do out there on the field. That way, when you get out there, you kind of have an idea. You're thinking about it. Your mind's in the game. So all those pieces add up to kind of getting you where you need to be.
And not to cut that brother off, but he's speaking from an all SEC Division One linebacker. We play Pee Wee football, so it's
Backgrounds of sports are a little different.
Yeah,
Mo is not having Pop Warner football flashbacks.
He's not talking about Pop Warner. Just for you guys out there,
it's important to know the difference.
He's talking about Division One SEC football, high caliber football. But
funny.
Nevertheless, that's besides the point.
Silly. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, make sure your goals are objective and measurable, so that, like you said, Trey, each step you wanna make sure you celebrate each accomplishment, each goal that you climb, each. And all this is important stuff.
Right. And really, to be able to grow, you have to quantify things. And Alston has a background in data analytics, so you can speak on really.
Absolutely, and that's what we're trying to implement with the cleaners, really, because everything is about data. Everything boils down to being able to make decisions based on the information you have, and data is information.
Right.
So, as technology progresses and we're able to capture more about what's going on, behind the scenes with things and be able to evaluate it numerically, that's giving us keen insight. So you have to apply the same thing that big business is doing. You have to do that, implement that as a small businessman. You have to be able to, like you said, be able to write goals down, but then write down actual specific goals with, tangible objections that you can concretely be like, okay, I need to define what it is when you say you want to be profitable. Okay, we'll define profitable.
What is profitable?
Define these things and what you mean by them, so that you can actually go through and evaluate them clearly and not do it subjectively, but off of real numerical data and be able to make decisions that way.
Right. Yeah. Numbers don't lie. Right.
Right. I think I did okay this month.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Sounds good.
Right.
What were the sales,
Right.
my G?
Right.
Even like a simple
Like increased revenue, how much do you want to increase?
Compared to last month, what's the difference? We can
Compared to last
quantify each
year.
of those things.
Absolutely.
That's a powerful point.
So something like, if you are a business and you're using social media to kind of help to put your business out there. So last year you might have did 2 posts. This year I'm gonna make sure I do 3. So those are objective goals that you can make sure you see on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
So number four would be assign goal related tasks to employees. You don't want it all on your shoulders. If you have employees, you got to delegate those tasks out so they can help you out. It's a team effort. We just talked about our team here. It takes a team. It takes a team to do the whole thing.
Right. And really, what's the point of having a brain trust of such brilliant brothers if you're going to try to put everything on your own shoulders? We got to put these heads together. There's a lot of brilliance between, like, just speaking of us, there's brilliance between all of us in here and everybody in our whole consortium. So the way we have kind of divvied things up and the way everybody gets in where they fit in and like kind of goes for what they know with each little part of the business, like that's what's going to make us successful. That's going to make us blow.
Absolutely. I think also being honest and truthful and knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. I think that's a very strong thing, in allowing other people to be empowered. You understand what I'm saying? So allow other people to do their job and come through with their strengths that you might not be as strong in. So you really just have to be a team player. Like Mo, getting back, just we all played sports. You really kind of have to be a team player, because honestly, without a team, you really can't really function and move. Take, for instance, even real estate. I know I say all the time, if I'm pitching to a client and I'm trying to get a listing or anything, if I come with the whole team, along with my resources, my software, everything else that I have, it's going to beat you out if you just come to that same client by yourself, because he's paying the same commission. So to him, he's like, okay, I got this team over here. They got all these resources. If somebody's gone, somebody can step in. There's all types of things. They all have all different interests, and they see things from different perspectives, so they can add insight to that. So, I mean, really, a team is gold. You really can't get anywhere without a solid team.
Yeah, if you're smart, of course, that you would go with the team before you're gonna go with a single person. Like a lot of these times, and I know in your business, Trey, people got millions of dollars on the line. They're not messing with no commercial real estate to be playing around. Absolutely. So you want somebody with a team that can divvy up, responsibilities, that can focus, that, one person fall out because of something, like, oh, you got somebody that can pick up the slack. You really want to look at that when you got a lot of money on the line. So it goes without saying, really.
And the crazy thing is that sounds so common sense, so rudimentary. Like, yeah, you would, of course, naturally go with the larger team, but for some reason, just as human, I don't think that's our tendency. And you're so often taught, or at least you hear the cliches in business, how it takes a team and how you have to, what I'm saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. We've all heard these things, but in actuality, that's really what's going to differentiate you, because yes, you can have a great measure of success being by yourself. We're all businessmen. We've all owned and started businesses before we have joined in this partnership with one another. So, we've all had relative levels of success, but what we're trying to accomplish, there's levels to this, what I'm saying?
That's
and
right.
So that's where we're at, where, the level we're trying to get at, you have to have a team. And it's not necessarily an ego thing. I don't think it's just, I think it's just an adjustment in mindset, and really pushing the fact that you have to have these people around you, and you have to find those like-minded individuals for you to really succeed to get to where you're trying to go.
You have to trust them. I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, especially in small business, we want to be the smartest person in the room, when really you should be looking for people who are smarter than you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I think it was 50 Cent. He said something like, I never graduated high school, but everybody who works for me has an MBA. You understand what I'm saying? You hire people who are smarter than you. You work with people who are smarter than you, especially in their specific skill set. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know everything. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be humble. Don't let your ego get involved. Sit back, and then your company will really be able to grow from there.
Absolutely.
That's facts. The team, the whole team, they pick each other up when one person's down. We keep each other on track when we get off and waver. So all those things y'all said, golden. So number 5, the last one.
Hold on, before you go on, man, Mo.
Sure.
Speaking of teams, man, did you have a team of makeup and lighting personnel over there? I'm for real, man. Do you have some lighting like on you or something? Like, you gotta teach me how to do that, because your lighting is on the fly right now. I just gotta, my bad. Anyway.
Hey, hold on. I know Trey not smiling. You smile a little bit too hard. Well, you did the teeth whitening.
Don't come at me.
Don't come at me. Hey, you're shining.
Don't come at me, man. Look.
Hey, I'm admiring my brother. Pumping him up. That's what the team does. I motivate.
Point number 5, my bad.
Point number 5. So the last thing you want to be able to do after you make all your goals, after you break down into objectable steps, making sure that your goals are measurable, and delegating those out to employees, you want to make sure that each progress that you make as a business, you kind of gauge those regularly, evaluate those, right?
Right. And Alston kind of mentioned that a little bit before, like where you have to be able to get to certain points and step back and quantify, evaluate, okay, how am I doing? Right. And being honest with yourself and seeing how you're doing, what needs to be improved, what could be done a little bit better, what you did great, is gonna be amazing for your business.
And that accountability and honesty is a hard one right there. It
Right.
sounds so easy and odd, but man, the thing seems like the thing I've realized as I've gotten older and more experienced in life is it's not that people really think they're being honest. It's the hardest person to be honest with is yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
And having that accountability and realizing, hey, I'm not doing very good at this.
Right.
And or maybe I need help with this. So being able to be honest with yourself and knowing where to allocate your resources and knowing where to, tighten up your areas where you're not sure at.
But I do want to speak on that, because we're also not even just speaking of, not necessarily reaching your goals. You want to keep a roadmap and always check back in, because you might be still successful, just not on the right path. I know a lot of times we're in this social media age and almost a celebrity age, and you really have to protect your brand. So you might be successful, but your brand is off from really your original goal. It's still going to lead you off from your long-term goal of where you want to be, because you kind of taken a new brand, a new image or whatever, and that's really kind of off your path. Still might be successful, just off your path.
Might
So
not last or
exactly, it might not be sustainable.
It's
Exactly.
pseudo success.
Exactly.
Right. So I think we gave an example already of increasing your social media posts, for example. So something to be measured by that is seeing if you have more customers from that, increasing your posts. That would be something objective that you would be able to tell and measure to see how your goals are doing. That would be good to do. So those were the 5 big goal-making action items that you want to be able to do when creating a goal. So I think y'all did a great job with that. Clear cut, crisp. Everybody should be able to follow it.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And we know there are numerous points that we can make. We kind of just wanted to break it down to 5 digestible things that we thought were a little bit more important than some of the others. But of course, we could talk here all night about points that would help you in your goal making and pushing your business forward. Speaking of, you just mentioned social media. And I want to segue really quickly into something that's more related to something going on in the news right now. Social media, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media giants. Our sitting president was just banned from pretty much all of the social media. They kind of piggybacked on each other. I think Twitter was first. For quote unquote inciting a riot. But that had some business financial implications. Wherever you fall on the political scale, this really affected Twitter to the tune of about a 12% drop on Monday. That's huge for any company, for any stock. 12% is a lot, bro.
Right.
That's something we saw at the beginning of the pandemic for some of these like Carnival and different businesses, travel businesses. 12% is a huge amount, and Twitter lost 12% in their stock valuation because of the backlash from banning our president. What do you think about that?
Buy.
Buy low, sell high. Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm thinking of. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. That first of all, to be honest with you, wherever you fall on the political spectrum, it is crazy to get banned. When you do have some freedom of speech, even though when your speech is so powerful that it can cause riots and things of that nature. But it's just something that really you really have to judge. Okay, where is the rebound for it? Is this really gonna be the end of social media? Is it gonna be the end of Twitter? Is it gonna be the end of free speech? Is it gonna be the end of free speech? Right. Right. Is it gonna be the end of free speech?
Is it something that's really subjective? Because so we have laws that say you can't yell fire in a crowded theater or in a concert or something like that, because you're putting people's like actual lives in danger by doing something like that. And it's arguable that, it's my freedom of speech. I can say it's a fire and it's not a fire. But if you're actually causing harm to people by something that you've said, or, you caused a direct coup. Like these people came from his speech, walked down the street. He sent them down the street and they did what they did. People died. A lot of property was damaged. We had a bunch of senators that were stuck, in their quarters, in the Senate quarters. Let's talk about when it becomes something that we need to like get our arms around and we need to stop or stifle in some kind of way.
I think it's a thin line. I'm not quite sure there's a definite on each side. I think it's a thin line, and the resulting actions of what the president said, kind of led to everybody having the fallout. If he said what he said, like he's been doing the last 4 years, and nobody's doing anything, then that's different. But he gathered people in one area,
right?
He told them the Capitol, let's go this way, and he went to a bunker at the White House.
Right.
So
right.
You do have to draw a line at some point. I can't be mad at social media. All of them. It's like 15 platforms that banned them.
Nobody's angry. Nobody's
Pinterest.
angry.
I'm like, how do you get banned?
I was like, bruh, is he putting up pictures of, I don't know, karate moves or something? I don't know what he's doing.
I mean, I just think it's a thin line. They did what they had to do. He's on his way out anyway, so why even try to, let him keep pushing the envelope?
And the implications that had on the price of Twitter, like Alston said, like for us, with what we think about when something dips like that, we know it's coming back. Like it's a great buy opportunity. But where does it leave room for people who have, like, say, social media will they think twice next time before they, try to protect people? Because in their minds, maybe they're trying to protect people and they're like, okay, we got to shut this guy off before, people really get hurt. They do that, they lose market share. And then what do they do next time? Next time, do they say, you know what? We can't afford it. What do you think they're going to do next time, Trey?
See, that's a good question. To be honest with you, I really think it's really coming to a full censorship of really social media, period. I mean, you don't even have to be president. Say some crazy stuff on social media. They'll come to your house, and talk to you about it. Like, what were you saying right here when you said this? You know what I'm saying? Mess around, be the FBI at your house. So we are coming down to a full censorship of social media, but it's really becoming our only news outlet at the end of the day. It's our main news source. So it's a fine line, and then you don't know what kind of stuff. See, the only problem I have is they're censoring. They have the power to censor everything. You understand what I'm saying? So you're talking about righteous causes or causes that can help your people. They're censoring those too. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just something that's causing some type of riot by the president. So it is a thin line, but really don't know. No, it's really interesting to see where it will go.
Right. I look at it as inevitable. We're moving.
It was coming.
The inevitability of censorship and surveillance capitalism is already here.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So by surveillance capitalism, I mean the profiting, the business of monitoring your private personal data, or even not so personal data, but just literally what you do on a day in and day out as far as your viewing habits, how you use your phone, what you're looking at, the duration, where you're at when you look up a certain thing, time of day. All of that is tracked and monitored and really spoon-fed back to you. So when it comes to monitoring and surveilling and censorship of presidents and things of that nature, that's where we're headed, whether you like it or agree with it or not. Now, what big business means to do in the meantime while the government is moving towards that direction, now that is what we don't know. I don't know what the ethics is of those officers, but that's going to be their call to decide if it's worth their profits to take that cause and censor or leave it alone. But it's hard to say, but I think that's where we're heading as a market overall, for sure.
Now, let me ask you, gentlemen, just one quick question. Okay, you're getting into the realm of entrepreneurship, business owners, and we just spoke on data analytics. Now, we're getting, you can get angry at the privacy and everything else, but you also have a more targeted marketing as well. So, how do you feel as, being a business owner, like, yes, now I can target my audience, be made way more efficient with my marketing capital, or, you can say, I don't want to infringe on people's privacy. So where do we draw that line as business owners?
For me, I mean, there's a line, but like Mo said, it's a thin line, because I've been annoyed at, I was searching for some Nike boots, on my phone. And then when I get on the computer, I got, Nike, the new Vans boots, Timberlands, everything's coming up. And I'm like, yo, I could be annoyed by that, or I could be like, damn, you could find value in it. And for those business owners, how much, I wonder what the percentage, how much their buy rates have gone up, how much, their marketing dollars have turned over into profit because of those cookies that Facebook uses and, and Google uses to get people back into their stores.
Oh, it's priceless. I mean, it's invaluable. That data is invaluable, and it's out to the highest bidders. I mean, the value of that is it's incomprehensible, really, honestly, because
and it's getting better.
It gives you insights into people's minds, really. Like, it's like literally a mind hack. So, the amount that, and it's only the value's only gonna increase from here.
I mean, that's how Google got so popular. I mean, it's literally all it is just intellectual property, and they just have first dibs on it, to be honest with you. So, it kind of is what it is, because it is priceless data that business owners really do want.
Right. The technology's there. I mean, it's been happening. It's going to keep progressing. I think as a business, that's something that you do want to have. I mean, just to be real, it's something you do want to have, but as an individual, you hate to have a business have that power, that control, that knowledge of who you are, what you like, what you eat. Yeah. Facial recognition, he's been here before, walking into a store. He's been here before. Let's make sure he sees these shoes, this shirt, this whatever,
Exactly.
China is already 10 steps ahead with regard to this. You walk into a store in China, all the ads that we see when we go from Facebook to like a different, website, they hear it or get it on their phone when they walk in a store.
Yeah.
Like it's that deep. Like,
and really, we're really on the brink of that too, because Google tracks everywhere you go. So you go in the store, Google knows that you've gone to that store, and then next thing you know, you start seeing ads for for that merchandise. So I mean, we're right there. But yeah, you are right. China is 10 steps ahead, especially with facial recognition. Yeah, it's crazy. Their censorship is crazy as well. Just speaking of that, in terms of talking about free speech, their censorship is crazy as well. So different ball game, but yeah, we're headed in the same direction.
Oh man, as long as it's legal, businesses are going to push the envelope. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say that's air quotes on legal.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to make sure, who controls government? Industry controls government. Pharmaceuticals control government with their lobbyists. Now the technology industry controls government. Big oil controls government. And it's been that way for the last, just about 100 years. And we just got to decide which side of it we'll fall on as people, and as people with businesses. It's going to be really interesting. And I think we've got off to a really good start with examining these things. And I know we could talk about this stuff all night, but we're going to bring it to an end right here, fellas. Just make sure everybody check out Boss Moves _BMBA on our social media. That's on Instagram. Check out stayfreshcc.com. And you got to revisit us. Come back and see us again. We're going to be talking about all the major business moves and whatever boss moves we've made ourselves. Thanks to Alston for stopping by. Hope you're gonna join us again, brother.
Definitely. This was fun.
Absolutely. Had a great time. As always, 2021. I'm glad we back, guys. I'm glad we back.
We back. We here to stay.